James Gunn opens up about The Suicide Squad, the sequel to the original Suicide Squad, and how this film has once again reignited his love for cinema, for shooting films, and why he feels awesome about it. So James Gunn came from this weird background of making some weird films out there. If you've ever seen Slither, you probably know what I'm talking about. To, of course, taking on the Guardians of the Galaxy and making them a household name. Then, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 came out, he was riding high, and then everything came crashing and burning for him in July of a year and a half ago. Unfortunately, things got out of hand, and he was jobless, and he wasn't working anywhere. He went silent. Then, once everything started to recover, he was hired by Warner Brothers to, of course, direct The Suicide Squad, and then Disney came back and rehired him for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, with that in mind, obviously, he had to reflect on a lot, and you could see how he would lose that love for what he was doing, right? He was away for so long. Sometimes you get, rusty if you haven't done something for a while, kind of like wrestling and ring rust. Yes, another wrestling reference. Anyway, so he had a little bit of camera rust, so now he's back behind the camera and he's directing The Suicide Squad, and here's what he had to say. And as always, you guys can find that article in the description down below as well, if you want to really read a little bit more other than what I'm going to read. It definitely feels like a calling and a passion more than a job. Now more than ever. There would be so much easier ways to make money, ways to just make money. And the Suicide Squad has reinvigorated my creative life like nothing before. I'm grateful every day I step onto the set. Although less grateful about those sunrise set calls. Now, I've seen some people talk about this, being like, oh, he hated working at Marvel and all that. That's... Where in that quote does it say that? If you look at the entire article and the way he's been speaking about his Hollywood experiences, where anywhere does it say that? Why did this have to get turned into a Marvel versus DC thing, where clearly he's telling you he just wants and loves and is passionate about filmmaking, and this has reinvigorated him because he thought it was all over. And now he's doing it again, and he has his former job lined back up. That's all it is. Like, I don't get it. It's not a slight at Marvel or anything. Obviously, he's talked about how excited he is to direct Guardians right after this, so that's still gonna happen. It's just him expressing the love for his craft, for what he loves doing, and him talking about the fact that he feels like he can do it again, and it's something that he's passionate about, because obviously once that happened, he probably thought he was never gonna direct again. He probably lost some of that spark. Now, going to the set every day and getting to do what he does again, and falling in love with comics again, which is something he's always been in love with, if you read his old interviews. Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's glad to be there and have his job back, and he feels great about it because this film has taught him that he can love film again. Again, there's no war here. It's just nonsense.